Shout out to J&J.
So I just want to send a shout out to J&J Sports for having me once again.
This is, episodes, man. You guys got a real good thing going on.
I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at episode 2, season 2 of Netflix Quarterback Show.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
If y'all want to follow along with us, we covered episode 1
Yep.
for our last episode, and this one is called Near Perfect, and it's about the quarterbacks and their pursuits for perfection.
Right.
And, it opens up showing all the 3 quarterbacks and their desire for perfection and kind of how they have their different styles and different ways of pursuing it.
Pursuing it, right. And it, not to cut you off, man, but I know it was a big thing of, it's something that you can't grab, but you try to do the best that you can, you know what I mean, type of deal. So
yeah, it's more so about the journey than the destination.
Right.
And, Burrow is showing him trying to bounce back from having a rough start and showing that he's actually recovered.
Yeah.
And then, Goff, he wants to continue keeping the Lions at the highest level possible. And they've been really good for the past few years. And I do hope they eventually get a Super Bowl.
I do too, James, honestly. And like I said, shout out to the coach, Dan Campbell, and just everybody on that section. They really, believed in him. You know what I mean? Especially after what the Rams did and how they did it. That was nothing but God, for sure. You know what I mean? To have people that believe in you, genuinely believe in you. I mean, who else, that you got to.
And just from watching him on the show, he seems like he's happy in Detroit.
Yeah, he is. It fits him, though. It fits him. Sure.
And then with Cousins, it's kind of about him trying to cement his place there on the Falcons.
Yeah. He's trying to connect. He's trying to connect with those players. And it's, I know, some stuff takes time, though. I know he's trying to crunch it all in but chemistry takes time, for sure.
Yeah, and, his is kind of that strange situation of he's played in different places before.
Yeah.
And now here he is at a spot where, he's got the 4-year contract. He's supposed to be there for an extended period of time.
Yeah. I mean, we knew the first year wasn't going to be just the best, but like I said, he still has time to turn it around. You know what I mean? I mean, you invested the money, so you got to have faith in him.
And I'm kind of curious. So this pursuit of perfection.
Yeah.
Does this, watching these quarterbacks perform this way, is that kind of how you would expect, elite quarterbacks to perform?
Yeah, absolutely. Just perfection. Because, like I said, you change the games and situations. You're the main factor of just how the game ends.
And you had mentioned, it's more so about the journey, but I'm curious, so is it a healthy mindset or is it unnecessary pressure to go for the perfection?
I think it's the mindset thing. I don't think it's pressure, but like I said, I think what a lot of people don't, they too focus on the destination and don't enjoy the journey and the process. So that's what, I think everybody kind of works on that. But yeah, just enjoying the process and the journey is way more satisfying. You know what I mean?
And between the 3, which one do you think is the most relatable and inspiring? The way that they're fitting in with their teams.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say, Joe Burrow, he's been locked in. I've been enjoying that one. I think that's the most Joe Burrow for sure.
What I really like about that is they're not having success early, but you're showing the way that he's not getting down. He's not defeated or beaten. He's let's keep playing.
Let's keep going. Another game, another chance. You got to have that mentality because if you're discouraged or anything, the team's going to be discouraged. You know what I mean? You're the main factor. They have to see you up even when it doesn't look as good. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So can this pursuit for perfection, is that going to make players, overthink things or be too critical, or do you think it's going to be positive?
Nah, I think it's going to be positive. Like I said, it's just keeping that mindset. You can know in your mind, I'm doing great. But at the same time, it's not enough for you. You know what I mean? But you still got to enjoy that process, even though, you might, that's good, but I know I could have did better. This, that. So I think them quarterbacks, they had that type of mindset right now. So, yeah.
And, speaking of Joe Burrow, a big portion of the episode focuses on Joe, and it shows them getting their first
His
win.
family, his coach, him going to college with his dad and playing for him and all of that stuff. So.
And I like they showed what Steve Spagnuolo had said after the Chiefs game. He called Burrow the best in the business, other than Mahomes.
And we covered that, James, when they showed that play, that fourth down play. They threw the flag. It just brought memories of, because we covered that, but it just brought back memories. Like they stole that from them.
Yeah, and they talk about how him as a quarterback, and would you agree with this, that he commands respect even during a loss?
Yeah, I do. He's tough. He's definitely tough. But you coming out of LSU, you got to be tough. So he's tough, and that's one thing I respect about Burrow. I wish we had him right now, but yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, I know you're a Burrow fan. You've got the LSU connection.
Absolutely.
I was curious, has this episode changed your perception of Joe?
Yeah, because I knew him from LSU. I didn't know him from his storyline earlier in his life and stuff. And they showed that. They also showed his experience with his mom and losing her, and just I really felt for him.
Yeah, and looking at the Bengals, early struggles and all of that.
Yeah.
What do you think about his leadership and his mentality of saying, let's move on to the next one?
Next one is they need it. They definitely needed that. You know what I mean? And I think I can't wait for this season to see, how they play. I really want them to dominate. Like, I want them to replay the Chiefs and it go the right way. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I really want. Sure.
Yeah, so the AFC Championship, it'll be Bengals, Chiefs, and that'd be a good one.
And they actually win that game. You know what I mean? Because they was, the flag and everything. That's a cheap shot. You know what I mean? Like, they really didn't deserve that. Bengals definitely deserve that one. So, yeah. You guys, I'm saying it right now, for sure. Yeah.
And then looking at the Jared Goff portions,
Let's get into it.
it's showing him and Ben Johnson and the Lions' aggression. And, it also showed how their chemistry has been evolving throughout last season.
Yeah.
And then, you've got Dan Campbell, and
amazing.
There's all these injuries going on with his team and everything, but he says, we're still going to go for it on fourth down during a lot of these situations. And so I'm kind of curious, how crucial do you think the chemistry between a quarterback and the offensive coordinator is?
It has to be really crucial and personal. Like, it's going to be times where they get into it, but it has to be that type of relationship. It has to be really locked in.
That's a good point. Like, if the quarterback isn't allowed to criticize the game plan if he feels like he needs to, then
Absolutely.
the relationship.
They need to be getting into it and everything, because that's what's going to make the games, that's going to change the game. You know what I mean? If they don't have any connection, it's not balanced, it's not structured, it's going to go anyway,
Sounds like it's almost kind of like a family then.
Yeah, it is. It is like a family, for sure. And I know him and Dan have a good relationship, too. So, yeah.
And what do you think about the Lions' identity with Dan Campbell saying, hey, we're going for it?
I like that. I like that mentality. Because, in any sport, you're taking a risk. So, yeah, I like the fact that he's not scared to take that risk,
And then in these situations, if they try to play it safe, then they end up, maybe not getting that win.
As much as, exactly. So
this does kind of remind me, though, I think it was about 2 seasons ago, and there was a play with the Lions and the Cowboys, and it was late December Monday night game, I think.
Yeah.
And they went, I think, 3 times in a row trying to throw the ball to an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And then they got penalized for not not saying I'm an eligible receiver and all of that. But
right.
They did it 3 times in a row, and they still kind of ended up messing up. So, in something like that, a situation like that, it can backfire.
Yeah. I mean, definitely take risks, but, definitely limit your risk. I feel like in that game, they didn't limit the risk. Like, okay, this is not working. Let's do something. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And then, looking at Jared Goff, wondering whether or not he's the top-tier elite quarterback. What do you think about his performance throughout the 2024 season, looking back?
It was good. It was a good season. It was great. Like I said, I think they gave him a big contract too early. I did think they should have kind of, but like I said, he's gonna do good. Like I said, he kind of fumbled last season just because, like I said, it's just quarterbacks in like playoff situations. It's like they're playing excellent, division, everything excellent, but when it's time to really, they fold up. I don't understand that, James. But yeah.
I think defense should be a big focus for them
Yeah.
coming up because it seems like the offense is set. They have running backs. They have excellent receivers.
Yeah. Defense should be the main. That should be the main thing.
And then taking a look at the Kirk Cousins side of things.
Let's do it.
You know, it's there's a Cousins side of things.
Let's do it.
You know, it's there's a big focus on the fact that they drafted Michael Penix Jr. And what do you think about that whole thing now that we've got to episode 2?
I mean, they had to do what they had to do. You know what I mean? I understand it is what it is, but definitely don't just shut down Kirk Cousins for sure. But yeah, man, they got rid of him. That's crazy. Like,
I did not see the two of them. They don't have a whole lot of like communication. You don't see Penix and Cousins on the sideline, buddy, or anything like that. Or you don't see Penix maybe asking the questions that he needs to from Cousins. And I'm wondering, would he be helpful in this situation, or would?
Yeah, but I think he should kind of lean on Cousins because Cousins is the OG. He been playing for a minute. He knows how this game goes, and he can help him.
And what are your thoughts on the dynamic? Between you've got the veteran player and then you've got the rookie guy coming in, who, I mean, Cousins knows that as soon as he's done playing with the Falcons, immediately it's going to be Penix, starter.
Right. I think that they can be working head on head, but definitely have respect for an OG player. You just have to. He's been in the game longer than you. He's had major hits, can cut all of that stuff. He can help prepare you of things, what not to do and what to do. But that all depends on, I guess he has to see Kirk actually succeed. I think that'll, he'll lean more on that. Oh, like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that is an interesting situation because, the Lions, they don't really have somebody challenging Goff there. Yeah. And then there's no one on the Bengals who's going to try to take Joe Burrow's
shoes. Yeah, he's not going nowhere. For sure.
I'm wondering if maybe they have Cousins there, and this is his second season on the quarterback show. And I'm wondering if maybe after he made that move, he became even more interesting to the Netflix producers.
Yeah, I do.
But y'all go ahead and let us know what you think about the Netflix quarterback show. We've been enjoying it, and we've been covering it here every week. So we should be discussing episode 3 next week.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys molded and updated on. We're excited for that. Episode 3.
And then up next,
J&J Sports.
Coming to y'all live in 2025.